So kicking us off, there's a weird movie news topic of just like, hell froze over, I guess, as Steven Spielberg has finally come over to the dark side. That is the streaming wars, as it seemed like for a while there, Steven Spielberg was like the most staunch, like anti-streaming there was. I feel like a few years ago, he was like, there can't be any Netflix or Hulu movies up for Oscar consideration. Well, I guess Netflix must have backed up a truck full of money at this man's house, because now Steven Spielberg's production company of Amblin Entertainment is now working with Netflix to develop future film projects. Now, it's also important to note that Amblin will still be producing movies for Universal. That deal is still on the table. So Universal and Amblin are still like this, but Amblin is going to be spending some of those nights in someone else's bed, which I think is interesting, considering Spielberg is still one of those like old school directors. This is just so surprising to me. I know it's not him specifically signing on to a Netflix movie, but come on, it's his company. Of course he has to have some say in this.
You'd think that, wouldn't you?
You think differently.
As much as, from what we'll discuss later, sometimes the person that the company is most known for doesn't really have much of a say in what happens to the company. I don't know, man. I mean, I'm going to take this as one of the best directors of all time saying, hey, just because I have been a little off my game lately, or just because haven't done a lot lately, maybe it's time to try something new, try something on a different format, see what other stories I can tell. That's what I'm thinking this as. I mean, Netflix is making moves, but time will tell whether those moves end up being good or bad for it.
Because it's my mindset, and this is immediately where my mind always goes for stuff like this, Amblin works hand in hand with Universal. Obviously, we said that partnership is still strong as ever. Universal and Amblin work together on several theme park attractions throughout time. There was a Jaws ride. Screw that ride. It traumatized me for many years. It's gone now. It's where it belongs. I'm sure it was a great ride if I went on it now, but it traumatized me as a kid. That was one that Amblin and Universal worked together on. E.T., that cannot leave Universal. Steven Spielberg has expressed he's forbade people from getting rid of that. We cannot speak.
We got no words today.
Shotgun
man.
on the struggle bus tonight. But Amblin and Universal, the theme park side of it, have a pretty strong relationship. I would be very curious if this will extend to Netflix. If Netflix is able to make a connection with some studio and invading the theme park area, I think that could be a really, really interesting avenue there. And we've already seen glimpses of it as Universal has their annual Halloween Horror Nights, which, quick side tangent, tickets are now on sale for Halloween Horror Nights, and I kind of rejoice in the street as we're finally going to start getting some slow trickling down of official news of Jack the Clown is back. Tickets are on sale. They haven't announced Frequent Fear, which is like the season pass for it. Oh, like being able to go multiple nights. But I bring up Halloween Horror Nights because that's where Universal and Netflix have worked together before. They've done 2 years already of a Stranger Things house. And then there's rumors this year that they're doing a Haunting of Hill House. If Netflix wants to continue to test the water for theme parks, which could be a very interesting avenue, they already have a potential partner with Universal. Universal does not care who they work with. They've worked with Warner Brothers to do Harry Potter. They're working with Nintendo to do a Nintendo area. I could see them working with Netflix to do, I don't know how you'd incorporate into a theme park, but maybe like a Witcher area. Josh can finally have a Witcher How to Train Your Dragon crossover.
Oh, don't. I wasn't even considering it now. My heart might explode. It might explode. Might happen. No, I agree though. Like, there's a lot of potential here.
Geralt gets to ride Hiccup.
I'm sorry, gets to ride who?
He gets to ride Hiccup into battle. Yep, I know what I said.
Right,
Ride
so anyway.
Gimpy.
Jeez, dude. We
He's just
are
on the
we are on
shoulder.
another level tonight.
He's on the shoulders of Jay Baruchel running into battle.
Okay, so
And all he says is,
and then, I'm just picturing Hiccup doing like a war scream as he goes there like, ah!
and again, the Witcher just goes,
I can't handle it.
Okay,
Oh,
but what overall, if you had to sum up just your general thoughts, Amblin and Netflix, do you see this being different than the Sony thing at all? What kind of output are you predicting?
well, actually, okay, I said nah, but there's, I think, more because of the connection to Universal. I think there's more of a chance that this could be a bigger thing than the Sony thing. Not just like, whereas like Sony could just be, yeah, we'll get part of your catalog, blah, 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 blah. Whereas this can be more like, hey, this is our entrance into theme parks. This is our entrance into maybe getting considered for not Grammys, Oscars.
For Grammys.
For Grammys. But no, yeah.
Could West Side Story get considered for a Grammy? No, that's
maybe actually. I don't know.
the
I don't know how
soundtrack for the new
Grammys work,
Spielberg
honestly.
movie.
I don't know how Grammys work. I'm gonna be straight with you.
Yeah, I don't know Grammys
I
either.
don't know if anybody knows.
No.